Hey guys, today we're going to do something fun. We're going to do something called Mad Libs. And it doesn't say Mad Libs at the top. And I hope that some of you may have done these before. You may not have because it's something that a lot of older kids do. So a Mad Lib is where you're going to create a story with the author's help, or you're going to help the author rather to complete the story. And what you want to do is you don't want to read the rest of the story because the when you don't read the rest of the story, whatever answer you give probably won't make sense. And the more ridiculous and silly the story that it doesn't make sense, the funnier the story becomes. So what you're going to do is you're going to work with your parents or whoever, and you're just going to, even if you don't work with somebody, don't read the rest, just read the bold. And bold is when you see something that's written darker. So here it says you're going to write a synonym for happy. And we know that a synonym is a word that means the same thing. So I'm going to write synonyms on the first line. The second one says an adjective to describe a number. So we've talked about adjectives of how much and how much. So how much would be how many, and that's what you're going to write. So you could say a lot, you could say 50, because it says a number. So you want to say a specific number. You don't want to be describing it. Well, it is describing the noun, but you don't want to say a lot or a little. You want to give a specific number. The next one says something you do at home. So it's a verb that you would do while you're at home. It wouldn't be something like look at a projector, because more than likely you don't have a projector at home. You might, but that's something we would probably do at school. So you want to pay attention to what it says. Again, another something else that you do at home. Don't make them the same, even though they say the same category. You want it to be something different. Here, an action verb. So something that you do, it could be anywhere. It could be run, jump, swim, fly, anything. Exclamation is something that you would say that would be really excited, like wow or yay, something like that. Something that you might scream in excitement. Then an adjective with another number. Then we have a proper noun, which we learned about a few weeks ago, which is the specific name of something. So it's not just a boy, it would be Jack or Nathan B. Something. It doesn't have to be someone in your class. It could be, and it doesn't have to be a person, because here it says the proper noun of an animal. So the name of an animal. And then again, here it says a proper noun of a classmate. So here you would put someone's name, someone from our class. And I'm not a classmate, so I don't count as a classmate. It would have to be one of the students in the class. Here's a hobby. A hobby is something that you like to do. So I like to paint. So I could put painting or just paint. Here's a synonym for the word lazy. And then another proper noun, which would be the name of another classmate. And you want them to be different names, because the only time that you would use the same one is if it specifies and tells you specifically, use the same one. So then once you finish, you can read the story and see how silly it sounds, because your nouns and verbs and synonyms may not actually make sense in that story. And that's okay, because that's the point of a Mad Lib. It's mad because it's crazy and silly. So that's a multiple meaning word. It's not angry, but it's mad because it's crazy and silly. So I hope that you understand what to do. And if you need help, I have some other examples, and I can help you in my office hours. Just join me for my office hours from 1 to 2:30, and I will give you an example of a Mad Lib that I've completed. And again, the sillier, the better. So if you're reading it beforehand, you might be thinking, ooh, I want it to make sense. And you're going to read the rest of it and try and make a word that makes sense. And you can do that, but it's more fun to make it crazy. And that's why a lot of times you do it with somebody else, because then you haven't seen, or that person hasn't seen the rest of the text. And you're not showing them your paper, you're just writing their answers that they say, and then you can read it together. So maybe it would be good for your parents. And I'm okay if they do the writing if you're doing it that way, but the answers have to come from you.